Alrighty. Welcome back to the IWN YouTube channel. I'm IWN, and this is your AEW Dynamite review for January 26, 2023. I just want to say, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn that bell for all notifications. Hit the notify me button, so that way you'll get notified on when each and every single watch along, review, and game stream goes live. Also, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Links to both of my accounts are down in the description below. Be sure you go check out all the other content that I have on the channel for this week. That includes my Monday Night Raw is War 30th anniversary review. If you haven't checked that out, now is the time to go do so. If you haven't checked out my content from last week, go check those out. Get those live streams a thumbs up, please. Get this live stream a thumbs up, most importantly. Let's get at least 5 or 6 likes on the stream for today's AEW Dynamite review. No matter what likes I get, I just want at least a few likes on the stream for this review, because it's going to be a good one. Just because AEW delivered so well last night. Now, at first, when I watched AEW, I didn't understand the matches that they booked. I thought at first it was kind of a boring show, but then when I watched it again, I realized how good the show actually was last night. Darby Allin continues his reign as TNT champion, as two-time TNT champion, should I say. Two-time TNT champion. Britt Baker got pulled out of her triple threat match due to her nose injury again. This is the second time in a row that Britt Baker has injured her nose. And it's probably going to have to be surgically repaired again. Maybe. I don't know. And then not only she got pulled out, she also showed up and cost Toni Storm her match, which ultimately gave Ruby Soho the victory, all thanks to Britt Baker, the DMD. Now, my question, as far as JungleHook goes, my question is, could JungleHook be going after the AEW Tag Team Championships in the near future? Could we be seeing the Acclaim versus JungleHook? Now, I know some of you are probably saying, this doesn't make sense. They're both babyface tag teams. You shouldn't be booking a babyface tag team versus a babyface tag team. Yes, I said that. Yes. It makes no sense. You're right. It makes no sense to book a babyface tag team versus a babyface tag team. Even booking a heel tag team versus a heel tag team makes no sense. I think what would make more sense is booking a babyface tag team versus a heel tag team. That makes more sense. That makes more logical sense, man. Give us a match. Give us a booking. Give us a match that makes sense. You know, don't give us that garbage booking. You know what I'm saying? Don't give us that booking where it doesn't make sense, where we start complaining, oh, they should have did this instead of they should have did that. You know. Because once you book a terrible match, people are going to start complaining, man. Once the show's terrible, people are going to start fussing. People are going to start saying, well, I'm not going to be watching this show. They're going to be producing garbage every week on television. We're also going to go over your WWE and AEW Thursday afternoon news, whether you're here or not here. I can do my AEW review without anybody here, so whether you're watching or not, I'm going to get ready to start the AEW Dynamite review, because I feel like I feel like there are only going to be a few people in here, and I feel like you guys should hear what I have to say about everything that took place on Dynamite last night, as well as my thoughts on everything. Well, we are certainly going to go over the WWE and AEW Thursday afternoon news. That is important. I have some news, some Raw is War news. I got more Raw is War news. I had some Raw is War news a few days ago, but I got some more Monday Night Raw news on who produced the Sammy trial, as well as your news on who produced the Bray Wyatt Undertaker segment. I got your Monday Night Raw viewership news, as well as news on another match that's being similarly booked for NXT Vengeance Day. Now, see, NXT is a show I don't watch. I mean, the show has completely lost everybody's interest. I mean, as you've seen, last week they booked the all women's NXT show, which clearly nobody watched. I mean, their division is just awful, man. I mean, they got some of my favorites in that division, but that division is not good. SmackDown is doing as worse as they are. So, you know what I mean? Can't rule out SmackDown Women's Division. SmackDown Women's Division is at an all-time low right now. It's not doing good. The Raw Women's Division, they're doing good. They're doing somewhat good. A little bit, to some extent. They still need a little bit more improvement. The same goes for the Monday Night Raw Men's Division. SmackDown Men's Division is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The NXT Men's Division, you got some good guys on there. You got some that are great and some that are not so great in that division. There's weeks where you're going to have shows that suck, and there's weeks where you're going to have shows that are great. That's just the way it is. I wish we had better shows every week instead of 1 week we have a better show, then next week we have a terrible show, and then the week after that we have another terrible show, and then it goes back to being. It's the way it is, man. It's the way it is in wrestling. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get to the AEW Dynamite review, because I want to get this done and over with as quick as possible so I can take my short break and come back and give you guys your AEW Thursday afternoon news, and then get on out of here, man, and do what I have to go do. Which is, number one, get ready for work, and number two, walk to work. So, AEW Dynamite, you guys wanted me to do a Dynamite review, so here it is. To those of you that voted yes on the voting poll, I'm here. Your Dynamite review is live, so you better be watching, because it's going to be a hell of a good one. We got Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus Ricky Starks and Action Andretti kicking off Dynamite last night. And this review isn't going to last long anyway. The Jericho Appreciation Society looked to stop the proverbial bleeding in the night's opening contest, as Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara battled the pesky Action Andretti and Absolute Ricky Starks in the night's opening tag team contest. It was Garcia's perfectly timed interference that helped the reeling heels score the tainted victory. Now, it was a solid opener with great action from the participants. It concluded in a manner that made sense, legitimately, and Jericho shoved Garcia into a supporting role, forcing him to learn underneath Guevara. So, even though, chased for losing to Andrade on Rampage, it was also noted that Garcia, who was the difference maker as he rocked Andrade with Floyd, the baseball bat, allowing the Spanish God to pick up the fall. The win broke the heels losing streak while protecting the red hot Starks, who was easily the most over guy in the entire show. He is a star, and it is about damn time. He is being treated like one. I wish the same could be said about Andrade. I mean, really, where has Andrade been these last few months, man? Why is he not on TV? He should be on TV getting wins. He should be built as a dangerous luchador, as a dangerous heel in the men's division on AEW television. Why is he not Why is he not being used? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why is Lance Archer not being used? Lance Archer is a star himself. He is a megastar in his own right. Why is he not being used? Why is Brian Cage getting wasted and not getting wins on TV? What are they? They're not doing right with the embassy, man. I don't know. I don't know if AEW is burying the embassy on purpose or what. I don't know. I don't understand this stuff. Just like WWE. They're doing the same thing that WWE's doing with Sonya Deville, burying her on TV, booking her in matches to lose. I don't get it. What are we doing here? Why is Brian Cage getting booked in matches and losing over and over and over? Is it because he's putting over young talent? It's because he's building up young talent? Daniel Bryan's not a young talent. He's a veteran. So why did Brian Cage have to lose to Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson? I didn't understand that. Damn good match between Bryan Danielson and Brian Cage. Don't get me wrong. That was a damn good match. But why did Brian Cage have to lose? Why is Brian Cage losing week after week after week? I don't get that. It's like Andrade, Lance Archer not being used week after week after week. I really don't understand what's going on here. And then Roosh hasn't been on TV the last 2 weeks. Where's Roosh? Probably in Titus Catering, no telling. Vance Preston, probably in Titus Catering too. They're probably being used on Dark and Elevation. No, they belong on actual AEW television. They don't belong on AEW Dark and Elevation. They don't belong there. They belong in the spotlight on TV. So I don't get it. I'm asking everybody that's watching the stream, everybody around the world in the IWC community, why are these guys not being used? I want an answer, man. I want some answers as to why they are not being used and why they are being buried on TV. Why is Sonya Deville getting booked in matches and losing? That's another question I have. Why is Xia Li not getting used right on TV? Why is she getting buried? I don't understand this. But anyways, as I was saying, guys, about this tag team match, the win broke the heels losing streak while protecting the Red Hot Starks, who was easily the most over guy in the entire show. He's a star. He's being treated like one, finally. Thank God. Kudos to Andrade, who does not have a friction of the experience of the guys he was in the ring with, but rarely appeared overwhelmed or out of place. So then we got this TNT Championship match between Darby Allin and Buddy Matthews. This was a banger match too, in its own right. But what did Buddy Murphy do to actually earn a title shot, though, is what I want to know. As far as I know, I've seen him do nothing to earn a title shot besides win matches and appearing on TV. I mean, out there, man, I'm not trying to shit on Buddy Murphy or nothing. He's done nothing but appear on TV and win matches on Rampage and Dark. You got Samoa Joe, who just popped up on TV, and you got Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe. First of all, let me ask, what did Samoa Joe do to earn the title shot? He didn't do nothing to earn a AEW TNT title shot. Why are they all of a sudden put Darby Allin against guys who did not earn a TNT title shot? I'm not saying they don't deserve it. Why? They barely did anything to earn TNT title shots, man. Is somebody here listening? I hope so. I hope somebody's here listening, man. I hope somebody comes in my live chat and says I'm telling the truth. Because you know I'm speaking facts right now. You know that. You know that, and I know that. So it was an emotional tribute to Jay Briscoe aired. My thoughts, prayers go out to Jay Briscoe, Mark, and their family during these difficult times. Mark Briscoe had his match against Jay Lethal. That was an emotional ending, for sure. It was. And it did went through some of his career and family life highlights. It was a very well tribute. It really was. I even agreed to myself when I said it. The arena went dark. Buddy Matthews made his entrance for Julia Hart. Like I said, man, this was a great tag team match. It was a solid team match. Everybody worked hard, you know. You can't say you care much about the feud at this point and think that the Jericho Appreciation Society has pretty much run its course. Tribute to Jay Briscoe was wonderful. And I am glad, just like everyone else is in the entire wrestling community, that the network relented and gave AEW some sort of, opportunity to honor him, if you will. We got Darby Allin with Sting versus Buddy Matthews. Julia Hart ringside. Sting was there at ringside to watch Darby Allin's match. This wasn't bad. Mask off a black mask to reveal face paint, similar to Darby Allin's on the opposite side of his face. Matthews landed a running knee strike, then tossed into the barricades on the floor. He attempted a soccer kick from the apron, but Darby caught it and pulled him to the ground. Darby then went for a dive. Matthews caught him and slammed him in the ring apron. He then swung him into the barricade by his legs. Matthews picked up Darby for a bomb. It was reversed into a head scissors into an apron. Matthews recovered and managed to hurt the knee of Darby Allin by pulling the ring skirt out of underneath him, pretty much. So once he did that, he then landed a Meteora on the ring apron. And then Darby fired back with an over-the-shoulder stunner, followed by a coffin drop from the ring out to the floor. The lights suddenly went out. Brody King, Malachi Black were on the ring ramp. Ortiz ran down, smashed King with a kendo stick, while Sting took out Malachi with his bat. In the ring, Matthews slammed Darby with a running Liger bomb for a close near fall. During the break, Matthews had Allin his back. It took a run and somersault into the turns to break free of Darby. He then placed Darby on his shoulders. Darby reversed out with punches, poison Rana. Buddy rolled outside and Darby smashed him into the barricade repeatedly. He then landed a crucifix bomb in the ring for a close near fall. Both men traded strikes. Darby went for a cold red. Buddy fired back with a buckle bomb and a stomp for a close near fall. I don't know, my webcam is still doing it. I hope my new webcam gets here next week at least. Because I'm tired. I'm getting sick and tired of this one. I really am. Anyways, sick and tired of audio skipping too, but anyways. He followed up with a cold red for another close near fall. Then attempted a coffin drop. The Buddy swapped his legs out from underneath him and landed a chop. But it went up the turnbuckles for a superplex. Darby reversed into a reverse DDT. Darby covered, but Buddy's foot was under the ropes. Thought I was fixing the bird. He went up top again, and Matthews tried to down, but got kicked in the face for his troubles. Darby then landed a coffin drop to win. Had to take a sip of that water for a minute. So after this battle, Tony Schiavone went to the ring and recalled Darby's recent win streak against top competition. Samoa Joe appeared on the big screen and told him that he would take everything from him. He said Darby stole that title from him. So let me get this straight. You didn't tell me Samoa Joe against Darby Allin because he's the Ring of Honor television champion? You don't go by who's champion to book against an AEW TNT champion. Aren't you supposed to go by wins to book somebody in a TNT championship match? Somebody that deserves a title match just because they have a few matches. I mean, I'm just mentioning it, man. I'm just bringing it up. I'm just asking. You're supposed to win a couple of matches first before you get a title shot. The last 2 weeks, I haven't seen Samoa Joe in not a single darn match. The same could be said to Juice Robinson. Same could be said to Mike Bennett. And let's face it, Samoa Joe just came back from wherever he came from vacation or whatever. Then they go and pull that stunt. I feel like that was dumb for AEW to book Samoa Joe in that TNT championship match. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel about it. If I feel like something is not creatively right, if I feel like they're creatively doing a terrible job, I'm going to say something about it. If the show sucks, I'm going to say something about it. If they book somebody who never even did anything to earn a title shot, I'm going to say something about it. But like it or not. And I'm going to admit that Samoa Joe did not a damn single thing to earn a AEW TNT championship. He did nothing. Mike Bennett did nothing to earn that shot. Juice Robinson did nothing to earn a AEW TNT championship match. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel about it. Now, Buddy Matthews he might have won a couple of matches, but I still feel like he too didn't do nothing to earn a TNT title shot. Period. I don't know what AEW is doing with this TNT championship, but they need to fix this. Something's not right. They need to fix this. They need to book him in a TNT title match against Darby. You have to win to earn a AEW TNT title shot. Not come back and then be booked in an already match. Okay. To this day, I will never understand why they have someone coming back only for him to be booked title match that he did not earn. Not saying he didn't deserve, it's just a title match he didn't earn. He didn't do nothing to earn it. He didn't do nothing to earn it. Now, you guys can call me a fucking idiot all you want to, but I'm not an idiot. I'm just speaking truth, man. All right? I'm just telling it the way I want to tell it. That's how I feel. If you don't like my opinion, you can kindly remove yourself from the live chat. Okay? I'm going to stick with it because that's how I feel about this TNT championship bullshit or whatever it is. Darby Allin, don't get me wrong, Darby Allin does deserve to be 2-time TNT champion, but they need to start booking him against opponents that have won at least 3 or 4 matches to earn that title match. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, when everybody watches this review, they'll have an understanding of what I'm trying to say, and they'll agree. They'll agree either way. So he said Darby stole that title from him, and the king of television was coming to take it back. Joe said that he will come to realizing that championship was the worst mistake of his career. Said the king has spoken. No, Darby Allin actually earned a match. Meanwhile, Samoa Joe didn't earn a title match because he didn't do anything to earn it. Not saying that he doesn't deserve it. He didn't do nothing to earn it. He didn't do jack shit. All they have him do is come on TV and just so AEW can book the match again. Samoa Joe's feud currently Wardlow. Why is it with Darby? That's what I know. Where's Wardlow? Why is Wardlow not back on TV? The fans have lost their. You mean tell me the fans have lost their complete interest in Wardlow now? You're getting tired of the freaking power bombs every week. They get tired of seeing them. Maybe I don't know. Escalibar. They introduced a video about Adam Cole and his return to the ring. Cole said he's not where he wants to be yet. He doesn't know exactly when that'll be, or that will be, actually. He promised it was coming soon. The Hardy's music played, but it was interrupted quickly by Ethan Page. He said he was the star of the team, and they all agreed it would be his music. Stokely Hathaway told Isaiah Cassidy to put his chain on. Page queued up his own music. Jungle Boy and Hook were out next. Now, I never understood why they paired up Jungle Boy and Hook. I'm guessing they're going to have Hook turn on Jungle Boy just to get Jungle Boy, just to give Jungle Boy his next actual feud in AEW. I would love to see Jungle Boy feuding with Hook. I don't mind seeing that. Now, Hook and Jungle Boy as a tag team, I guess you can kind of count me in on this. Now, my question is, could JungleHook be going after the AEW Tag Team Championships? That could be a possibility, even though it wouldn't make sense. I mean, both teams are baby faces. I mean, I don't know why you would book a babyface tag team versus a babyface tag team. We all know that makes no sense whatsoever. Zero, none. Just like WWE, they go with the same old shit. But anyways, we got Hook and Jungle Boy versus Matt Hardy, Ethan Page with Stokely Holloway. They all came to a standoff early. Page bailed out of the ring. Hook followed Page outside, who set up for an Ego's Edge on Hook. Perry dove on Page on the floor as Hook slipped out. Hardy and Page doubled up on Jungle Boy and delivered a double vertical suplex. Allin and Matthews had a hell of a match. Now, some of you guys probably never really bought the idea that the title was in danger, which is a shame. And now Samoan Joe, sticking with the king of television, it seems beneath him. Now, his promo did struck a good tone and managed to avoid 80 screaming Joe mode. I mean, but he didn't do nothing to earn a AEW TNT championship match. I'm sorry to tell you that. He didn't do anything to earn that title. He didn't do anything to earn that title match, man. That title match that he's now booked against Darby Allin for that AEW TNT championship. The heels focused on Jungle Boy's arm during the break. He managed to break free of both men as the show returned. Made a hot tag to Hook. He landed an El Camino on Page. I don't even know what the hell that is. And destroyed Hardy off the apron. Hook landed a T-bone suplex on Page. And they made a tag to Jungle Boy. Hook was sent to the outside by Page. Hardy tagged in, landed a side effect on Jungle Boy. He set up for a twist of fate, but then Ethan Page demanded a tag. Page attempted a twist of fate of his own. Jungle Boy avoided it, applied the snare trap, and got the win. Hook provided an assist by keeping Hardy out of the ring. So, after the match, Jungle Boy and Hook celebrated up the ramp. The Acclaimed, Matt Cass, and Anthony Bowens made their family therapy with Billy Gunn and Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn. If I should have known nobody was going to be here, I should have never even went live with this review. I mean, there's clearly nobody in the live chat. I don't understand why every time I go live, there's only at least 2 or 3 people in the chat. I don't understand. My live chat should be full. The number of people watching the watching list should be going up like crazy, man. I don't know where my subscribers are. I don't know where my viewers and audience and IWN fans are. I don't know what they're doing. But the AEW Dynamite review must continue, must go on. Whether people are in the live chat, whether people are with me or not. As I was back to this Acclaimed gun therapy, Billy Gunn, and Colton complained about Billy not being there when they grew up. Caster and Bowen said the Ass Boys were wannabe versions of them, and Bowens called them the biggest pieces of, you know what, the biggest pieces of shit he's ever met. That they had a chance to make up lost time with their dad. But the second he gave them any attention. They couldn't control their jealousy. The Gun said the Acclaim turned on when they were supposed to be there. They were supposed to be their friends, basically. And that their own faults or Billy Gunn's failures as a father. Billy asked them what they wanted to make this right. And they pointed to the tag team titles. Now, some of you might have heard of a 90-second family therapy appointments, but they must have gotten the best rate imaginable because Jungle Boy and Hook made a decent team. They feel a little bit out of place in a division with the Acclaim, as popular as they are on top. Sorta. Anyways, backstage, Adam Page was asked what's next for him by Renee. He said what he and John had was unfinished and wondered if he could knock out Jon Moxley next week in Dayton, Ohio. Wheeler Yuta walked up. It said Moxley was talking a lot about a guy who isn't really medically cleared yet. He would be ready and accepted the challenge for Moxley. He then challenged Page to a match on Friday's Rampage and questioned why Yuta thought the same thing wouldn't happen to him. In the arena, Bryan Danielson made his entrance. Brian Cage's entrance followed. Highlights were shown of both men as pictured in picture reels. They shown picture reels and escalated on the TV audience that came to break Danielson's arm. We got Brian Cage with Prince Nana ringside versus Bryan Danielson. So you got your Brian Cages, you got your Danielsons, you got Cage shoving Danielson down and taunted him. He then chopped him corner. Danielson fired back with strikes of his own. It didn't seem like they had any effect. But then Danielson landed some elbow strikes and was able to apply the label lock. But Cage was able to reach the ropes. He then regained control by picking up Danielson and body slamming him into the corner. So he pretty much body slammed him into the corner turnbuckles. And then pretty much landing a throw that caused Danielson to land so awkwardly on his shoulder. He then followed up with a hammerlock suplex on the apron. Cage held onto a bear hug with a hammerlock, but Bryan broke free with a series of headbutts. He tried to whip Cage across the ring, but his shoulder gave out. He then tried to leap over Cage in the corner, but was caught in a shoulder breaker. Danielson rolled to the apron, and Cage pulled him back in with a vertical suplex and performed a suplex in a similar way. And Danielson pretty much came down hard on the shoulder. Cage then set up. He then set up a he set up for a powerbomb. Sorry, I was thinking. He didn't set up for a powerbomb from the top turnbuckle, and Danielson avoided it and delivered a running kick in the corner. I was trying to remember what Brian Cage did, what else he did in the ring. Danielson fired back with a suplex, from the top rope, pretty much from the top turnbuckle, and fired up the crowd. The crowd wasn't even that loud, man, to be honest. He delivered a series of kicks and covered for a near fall. Danielson landed some stomps and tried a triangle submission without any luck. He then landed leg trap German suplex, but Cage did sell well. Or should I say did not sell it, actually. Cage then powerbombed Bryan into the ropes. He delivered a second powerbomb and a setup for a third, but Bryan rolled him up for the win. If I sound like I'm talking in my sleep, I'm sorry. I did get some sleep. It's just when I take my medicine early in the morning, I'll start to feel like I'll feel normal like for like 20, 30 minutes. Then a few hours later, I start to feel dizzy or numb. Like I need to eat something else. You know what I mean? I would. I am on multiple medications. So after the match, Cage landed a modified glory special that put a lot of stress on Danielson's arm. MJF walked out, handed Cage a chair. They wrapped Bryan's shoulder in the chair, tossed him into the ring steps. So then, Cage tossed Danielson in the ring where MJF ran down, right hands on him. Cage trapped arm in the chair again. MJF went to the top. Konosuke ran down to the ring, and MJF cleared out. He then cleared Bryan Cage from the ring with a running knee strike. AEW staff and Konosuke then checked on Danielson, who wore a pained face of sorts. I'll give them credit. This was a strong match from Bryan Cage and Danielson, with the expected outcome of creating an out for Bryan at the pay-per-view with his arm not being 100%, going into an hour-long match. You know what I mean? MJF taking a sadistic turn is the right call for his character. It really is. His insult comedy shtick didn't really fit the threat that Bryan poses to the title. Now, if there was a negative, it is that Wheeler Yuta is Danielson's teammate in the Blackpool Combat Club, as is Claudio Castagnoli. Neither came to the aid of their friend. What that means for that faction remains to be seen, and it is definitely kind of difficult to find fault with the inclusion of Konosuke as an ally and potential protege of Danielson. But going back to what I said about this match between Bryan Cage and Danielson, it was a ton of fun. They showed off the talents of the underutilized Cage. So Tony Storm made her entrance in the arena, got a picture-in-picture again. But this was a picture-in-picture promo, more so, where she complained about homegrown idiots. Ruby Soho made her entrance. Her picture-in-picture promo was about respecting everyone, no matter where they started wrestling. That's what it was about. Ruby Soho versus Toni Storm. Soho charged at Toni, who exited the ring to avoid her. Storm landed a big boot, and she got back into the ring. And Soho fired back with a series of strikes and chops in the corner. Storm landed a thumb to the eye, and then a hip attack that sent Soho from the apron. She then followed her and threw her into the ring barricade. Storm stomped on Ruby in the corner, applied a full Nelson during the break. When the show returned, Ruby broke free by running Storm into the turnbuckle. And then once broke free running Tony's turnbuckle. It was followed by a series of Saito suplexes, something Karrion Kross uses very well on SmackDown television in the ring. She then landed a heel trip and set up Nation Unknown. But Tony escaped and rolled her up for a near fall. Soho managed to land her no future kick, cover for a close near fall. Soho went to the top rope. Tony moved out of the way. Ruby landed on her feet and landed a knee to the face. Tony sold being injured, and the referee backed Ruby off. Tony quickly dropped Ruby onto the bottom rope, landed a hip attack in the corner, and then she landed a DDT and covered for a close near. Britt Baker's music played, and she walked out on the stage. The distraction allowed Ruby to land Destination Unknown again for the win. I don't know about you guys, but I feel kind of dizzy after eating that breakfast. That breakfast food. Especially that bacon. Anyways, after the match, Soho acknowledged Baker and celebrated. MJF was shown backstage. He apologized for being in a locked, dimly lit room. People can't handle their emotions around here. He addressed Konosuke and told him he was talented, but a little smooth-brained. MJF told him to stay out of his business, or there would be consequences. Now, he then said Fan is a warrior, but he knows he's obsessed just like him. MJF said the AEW Championship turned his catchphrase into a fact. He's better than him, and he knows it. He told Bryan that he knows he's got a hole in his soul, and he wants to fill it by MJF. Well, pretty much by beating MJF, in other words. MJF said physical pain will be the easy part for Bryan. And soon they will get to the mental, he said last week. Tony Khan, he said next week Tony Khan has an issue. He has issued an open challenge. And he made a call to pretty much someone who can tear Bryan limb from a video package then aired for Timothy Thatcher, who will be Bryan's opponent next week. Now, Escalibar, they introduced a video package for Ibi Sakura versus Jamie Hayter. I still can't believe they booked. I still can't believe they would book Jamie Hayter against somebody who is way below Jamie Hayter's level. Jamie Hayter is a higher level talent. Ibi Sakura is a lower level. Jamie Hayter versus Emmy. I can't even say it, man. I can't even get it out, man. I can't even get it out, man. That's how awful it is seeing Emi Sakura on TV being booked in a AEW World Women's Championship match that she did not do anything to earn. Why are we booking all this talent championship matches that they didn't earn? You got to win a couple of matches in order to earn a championship opportunity. We go again. We're back to square one again. Back to AEW giving these talent championship matches that they didn't earn. When are they going to learn, man? Seriously. Really? I don't get it. Moxley versus Adam Heyman Page, Stature versus Bryan was set for next week, along with Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe. The main event was up next between Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal. Ian, Rico, and Coleman replaced Taz and Tony Schiavone on commentary, of course, because they're from Ring of Honor. They're Ring of Honor commentary. Put it this way, they're Ring of Honor commentators, okay? All right. Jay Lethal made his ring entrance. We got a good match between Storm and Soho, I guess. Now, I don't think I'm sure from watching this match. I don't think I'm sure if I would have had her lose her first heel outing as a heel. I mean, oh my God, that does not look good for Toni Storm losing her first match as a heel. That doesn't make her look good at all. So I'm saying, why would they turn Saraya and Toni Storm heel now? Oh, just so we can get an AEW Originals versus WWE storyline in the women's division, right? How do you guys think that's going to go? I'm just asking. I'm asking the entire wrestling community. How do you think that's going to go? I'm just curious, man. I'm just curious. It's just a question. Anyways, this match between Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal in a Jay Briscoe tribute match. I guess they put Jay Lethal in the match because Jay Lethal's first name is Jay. I don't know. That could have been a reason. I don't know. I mean, they both have the same name, Jay Briscoe and Jay Lethal. Both men were emotional and shook hands. They managed some evasions and reversals early on. Lethal landed an arm drag, and they had a stare down. The crowd chanted Briscoe, and they traded chops in the corner and across the ring. Mark loaded a running seated dropkick. Lethal replied with a hip toss and kick combination. Mark fired back with a neckbreaker for a 2 count. And then Mark landed a chop, sent Jay into the corner with some redneck kung fu. Okay, man. Okay, Mark, I see you trying to be like Kung Fu Panda on Nickelodeon, man. I see you do. Hey, man, I made it for you, bro. I made it for you, man. I see you, man. You trying to be a guy with a mixed martial arts background. I see what you're trying to do, bro. You putting in that work, ain't you? I know. I don't blame you. I would too. He then went up. You need to put in that work towards them negative in the community, man. He then went up top and landed a flying strike. He then followed up with a standing enziguri. Mark placed Jay on the top rope and landed a lamb. I don't know what this move is called. I don't even think I pronounced it right. For a near fall. He set up for the Jay Driller. but Lethal reversed and landed his lethal combination. Mark surprised Jay with a roll-up for a near fall. Lethal managed to surprise Mark with a lethal injection. So then Mark rolled to the floor to avoid a pinfall. Lethal fall to the outside. Both men brawled on the floor. Lethal set Jay on the timekeeper's table. I said the timekeeper's table, man. Yes, I said that. That's exactly what happened, man. Mark rolled out before he could ascend the ropes. Lethal to the floor, and then landed a running blockbuster off the apron. So then Mark placed Lethal on the table and climbed to the top to land the froggy ball through the table. He then dragged Lethal back into the ring and covered, but got in there for. Mark set up for a Jay Driller again. Lethal escaped. Mark landed 2 lariats and then got the Jay Driller again for the 3rd time in a row for the pin and the win, most importantly. After the match, Mark looked into the camera and told Jay's daughters to keep their heads up and told Jay that he loved him. Lethal and Mark shared a hug after the match, and the AEW roster came out onto the stage to give both men some applause. You know what, man? Since he put up a good performance, man, I'm gonna let my fans get him an applause too, man. Hey, everybody, give it up for Mark Briscoe, man. Give it up for Mark Briscoe, bro. Man, that's really great, man. What a great performance you got there, man. I mean, that was really great. That was awesome, man. That was really awesome, man. No, I'm not being a smartass, man. I'm being serious. Great performance Mark Briscoe put in the ring. It's a great match. Great tribute to Jay Briscoe, man. You gotta love it, man. You love to see it. Really. In that freaking work, man. I like how Mark Briscoe put in that work, man. I don't know what that was. Mark Briscoe put in that mixed martial arts work, man. What you trying to be like? Kung Fu Panda? I mean, really, man. You trying to be like Kung Fu Panda over here, bro. You trying to be like Kung Fu Panda, man. Man, I swear, dude. You would never want to be like Kung Fu Panda. I'm telling you, that's a dangerous freaking. You don't want to run into one of those. Especially if it was on Animal Planet. No, you don't know. Yeah. The things come and bite you, man. Both men did manage to put on a very entertaining match in nearly impossible circumstances. My thoughts, condolences go out to the Briscoes family and their tragic loss. You can also make a donation to the family at the link, guys. Now, in case you're wondering, what the website is to donate the money to, I'm going to give it to you guys right now. Hold on, it's loading. I don't know why it's loading like this. Come on. Pull up the freaking website. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, the website to donate the money, guys, it's givesendgo.com. Then it says /PUGH love. It's givesendgo.com. That's what the website is. If you want to donate, your money to the Pooh family. Anyways, I'm going to be taking a short break. All I'm going to be doing is getting my work clothes out and pretty much let my mouth rest for a bit, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you guys your AEW Thursday afternoon news real quick, and then I'm going to hop on out of here. There's not too much to go over, thank God. But I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, guys. Gonna put on some good music for you guys. But I'll be back, guys. I'll be back after the break. righty, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for your WWE and AEW Thursday afternoon news for your January 6, 2023 Thursday afternoon. Now, I've went over your AEW Tuesday afternoon news just ago. So if you missed Raw is War 30th anniversary review, if you missed it, go check it out. Go give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And please continue to show your overwhelming support for the IWN YouTube channel. Your support, your likes, and your comments goes a long way. Ways that you guys don't realize. In ways that some of you may not understand. Well, you better start understanding it now. All right, man. We are going to go ahead and start with the news on WWE when WWE changed plans for the trial of Sami Zayn. Now, the trial of Sami Zayn took place on Monday Night Raw this week. It was one of the best things on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, in my honest opinion. Some people would argue that I'm wrong. Some people would argue that I'm right. That's the way it is in this toxic community, man. It's the way wrestling fans are. If they can't stick with one opinion, they gotta stick with a negative opinion about stuff. Stuff that ain't true. Some of these people in the community can't even have their own opinions. It's a darn shame. It's a darn shame. It really is. So, the question is, when WWE changed plans for the trial of Sami Zayn, well, I have your answers for you guys. Because it says here that during the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that WWE knew by SmackDown last week that they were going to air a trial instead. The acknowledgement ceremony would have been a big angle, but plans had to change, obviously. Says here, and I quote, the deal is that there was not going to be a trial. That was something that came up to fill the hole that they had from the original idea. Whatever happened on SmackDown was also changed to build toward the trial. Whatever they had planned was to build toward the acknowledgement ceremony. That was out. Can't imagine that whatever they were going to do was to be better than what they did. End quote. It was also noted that the trial was an idea that came up when they had to figure out an idea for Monday. So WWE knew that they were switching things up, but at least Friday before SmackDown, this gave them a chance to figure out the next step in this storyline, in this bloodline downfall storyline. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns have tension now between them, and it seems that the newest Uso also has some support within the fact. Jay Uso in particular. Only time will tell how this ends up. Now, Ringside News say they are closely paying attention to the Royal Rumble, just like I am closely paying attention to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I'm going to be paying close attention to these matches, especially. It's the main thing I'm going to be paying attention to. Roman Reigns' WrestleMania opponent is not The Rock, says Ringside News, and we'll have to see what WWE does in the situation, because a ton of fans are starting to rally behind Sami Zayn for that WrestleMania headlining role. I think it's better for them to go with Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. I mean, that's just me. I don't think versus Sammy should happen. It seems like it's going that direction. But if it happens, it'll be a hell of a match, at least. I will say that. I mean, I'm not going to shit on this match. It's going to be a hell of a match. I mean, you got two of the all-time greats in the ring. You got Sami Zayn with one of the best gimmicks in all WWE and one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Future Hall of Famer, Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief. Head of the table, man. I'm not going to complain about that match. Why would I? Just like I didn't complain about John Cena being on the cover of 2023, unlike these simps in the community that complained. Oh, why does John Cena have to be on the cover for 2K23? Get your minds out of it, man. Get over it. Stop whining like a bunch of freaking 12-year-olds, man. I can see these simps coming at JD. Oh, but JD, why don't you like the game, man? Why you got to call us out like that, man? He had legitimate right reasons to call you guys out because you guys are complaining about John Cena being on a fucking cover. Really? That's something a 9-year-old would complain about. Something a freaking 12-year-old would whine and complain about. Sounds to me like these simps in the community are just a bunch of kids, man. Nothing more. Nothing more, nothing less. Acting like a bunch of immature, toxic brats in the IWC wrestling community who can't accept the game for what it is. I mean, why would you not? Why would some of these people in the community say that John Cena doesn't deserve to be on the cover? Clearly he does. He's a fucking megastar, for fuck's sake. He's a 16-time world champion. Why can't he be on the fucking cover? He's done everything there is in WWE. And you're complaining about John Cena being on the cover of 2K23? Me a fucking break with this shit, man. I've never seen the dumbest freaking 12-year-old complaining geeks in the wrestling community, man. It sickens me, man. It sickens me, man, to hear from the short clip from JD that these geeks online are complaining about John Cena being on a cover of 2K23. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. It's almost like complaining about somebody throwing a rock at somebody's mouth. That's almost like somebody complaining about their own TV being thrown out their window by a freaking strange person. That's almost like somebody ripping out a freaking piece of paper that somebody already written on. Man, sounds to me like these people that are complaining about John Cena being on the cover of 2K23 are a bunch of freaking childish pity idiots. I was going to go with a bunch of half-witted idiots. That's what I was going to say. Sounds like a bunch of children, man, complaining about John Cena being on the cover of 2K23. That's what they all sound like. Anyways, so I got some news on who produced The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt segment for WWE Raw is War, as well as the news on who produced the trial of Sami Zayn for Raw is War 30th anniversary. So we're going to go over those two. And then there's also some news on FTR. I don't know if you guys seen that or not. Seen that floating around. FTR is apparently very uncertain about WWE return after Vince McMahon's comeback. Let's go over the news on who produced the Undertaker Bray Wyatt segment for Raw's War, because I thought you guys might want to know this. So, the Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, I didn't even know what I wanted to say, man, about that, about those people complaining that John Cena's on the cover of WWE 2K23. I already gave out my thoughts on it on my AEW Dynamite watch-along, clearly. So, I was kind of going soft on it this afternoon because I already said what I had to say about those people complaining about John Cena being on the cover of 2K23 last night. I already gave out my thoughts on how I feel about it. And you know, JD made a huge point on his short video. They could have updated the WWE 2K22 game. I said it last night, and here I am saying it again. Had they updated the WWE 2K22 video game, 2K23 wouldn't be in the works right now. It would still be on the shelf, ready to be released either after WrestleMania 39 or next year. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Not only does it need to be updated, they need to fix the bugs and the glitches that's on the game. And make sure the controls are right. Make sure your roster is solid. And most importantly, make sure the graphics looks great. Make sure the graphics stand out. If you don't have all that, then nobody's going to buy your game, 2K. I'm sorry. Nobody's going to buy your game if the graphics is not great, if the controls are not great, and if the game is not great, if the game itself is not good. Nobody's going to buy it. Okay. I'm just throwing it out there. Don't get me wrong, the graphics look great, the controls are great. The bugs and glitches, that's got to go. That's got to get off the game. We don't need to be seeing that. That's exactly what some of these wrestling 2K games are experiencing right now. Even Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is experiencing lags and glitches, hacks, people cheating, using goddamn mods in the game, you know. And I'm not talking about Dragon Ball games. You can use mods in the Dragon Ball, but I don't think you should be using mods in Call of Duty games at all. Period. That's considered cheating, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. But anyways, Undertaker and Bray Wyatt shared the ring for the first time in years on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. It led to The Undertaker helping Bray Wyatt take out LA Knight. Afterwards, the dead man whispered something into his ear, left. Fans were certainly intrigued by the segment, but were glad as this was more or less a passing of the torch moment for Bray Wyatt, if you would. According to PW Insider, Chris Biz Park was the one that produced the Bray Wyatt LA Knight Undertaker segment from this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, which got a lot of praise. The Undertaker also told Vince McMahon to take care of Bray Wyatt. So I have to wait and see how Bray Wyatt will be booked in the coming weeks, as he is set for a huge match at the Royal Rumble this week, which will be this Saturday, and I can't wait. The Royal Rumble, this probably is going to go down as either one of the greatest Royal Rumbles of 2023 or one of the best Royal Rumbles of all time, maybe. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be the greatest. I think it's going to be the best Royal Rumble of 2023. That's what I think. That's going to be the best, really. We'll see. We'll see, though. I don't know. With Vince McMahon still being there, I don't know, man. I kind of doubt it a little. I kind of got to doubt it a little bit, Vince McMahon being there. Vince McMahon is being sued again, too. I don't know if you guys know. Good. Get him out. He doesn't need to be there. Get him out. I said it. I've been saying it for weeks. Get him out. Get him out. I'm going to keep saying it until he's gone. I'm going to keep saying it every week on my stream until he's gone, dude. Until he's gone from WWE again. His creative sucks. His writing and producing is terrible. Get him out of there. I don't know why they haven't fired Bruce yet. Why? Bruce should have already been fired. Should have been fired by the end of last year. Why is he still there? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about this company, man. We'll have to see when the Undertaker returns to WWE. The American Badass character certainly made waves in the WWE universe. There's no way Triple H is joining AEW and pumping Tony Khan by WWE with Vince McMahon still being there. I mean, come on. Are you kidding? If Vince McMahon was not there, Triple H would have let Tony Khan, would have never let Tony Khan by AEW. If Vince wasn't there, the WWE would still be going. There should be no companies buying WWE. The stock, the viewership, ratings are up. There should be no sale at all. None. No sale should be happening right now. And JD was actually the one that said this too on his podcast. Yes, I can confirm that JD was the one that said it. And shout outs to him for bringing that up. Because if he would have not brought that up, nobody would have known. Nobody else would have known, man. So, what is y'all's take on this story? Let me know. So, there's some news on who produced the trial of Sami Zayn for Raw is War. Now, this is a different person that produced the trial of Sami Zayn. It was not the same person I mentioned. But Sami Zayn being emotionally incapacitated by Paul Heyman's comments, refused to present his defense in front of the tribal chief, just as Roman Reigns ordered his enforcer, Solo Sikoa, to take out Zayn. Jey Uso stepped up, presented evidence on Sammy's behalf that proved his loyalty for now. But the Tribal Chief Court segment replaced the original planned Roman Reigns acknowledgement ceremony for Raw is War. According to PW Insider, the entire segment was produced by WWE Cool Hayes. My input surely made it a highlight for the special edition of Monday Night Raw. Hayes has worked closely with Roman Reigns throughout his entire head of the table storyline, as one of the few people in the creative inner circle. So that is who's produced that segment on Monday Night Raw. Now, FTR is very certain about WWE return after Vince McMahon's comeback. I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, why would you want to be there if Vince McMahon is there? You would, it seemed like would want to be there with Vince McMahon not being there. Being there without Vince McMahon is better than saying you're going to be there with Vince McMahon there. Dax Harwood has pondered whether Vince McMahon's recent surprise return to the business board may have an effect on his decision to maybe even return or ever return to the company. Sorry, my audio skipped a little bit, guys. My webcam is still coming. It hasn't even been here yet. Hasn't even got here yet, man. The 38-year-old had an 8-year contract with WWE and found early success working for Triple H at the third brand of the business, NXT. things started to turn around for him and his tag partner, Cash Wheeler, once joined the Vince McMahon run main roster. The AEW star was questioned on the FTR podcast if Vince rejoining WWE's board would affect a potential return. He says here, and I quote, "We talk about what I'm going to do in the future, and now I'm thinking about that." With him back at the helm, makes things a little questionable for me. End quote. Vince retired from the business in July of last year. He is now back on the board of WWE as its executive chairman. Nobody cares. Stephanie McMahon decided to step down as CEO in response to McMahon's return, which was a very, very dumb move by Stephanie McMahon from the beginning. Why would you and the other board of directors vote Vince McMahon in and then resign? You should have voted him out instead of voting him in. If they voted him out and then resigned, how did he get voted in, though? How he got voted in? Board of directors voted him in. That's what voted him in. That's what I'm saying. Why would the board of directors vote Mr. Manning in and then resign? You should have voted him out. And they didn't. People are saying that they did vote him in, but I don't believe that. I still don't believe that. I don't believe the board of directors voted him in. I don't believe that shit, that nonsense. I don't believe that BS. I think they voted him out. Or voted him in, not out, excuse me. In. People are saying they voted him out, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that they voted him out. I believe they voted him in. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Seriously. I'm not changing that for a second. You can say all you want about what I said, but I'm not changing. I still feel like the board of directors, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, Nick Khan, and everybody else that's board of directors in WWE voted him in instead of voting him out. Should have voted him out. Then you would have voted him out. He would not be there. And you would still get to continue your job. Now he's there. Holy Graham. Worst things are happening. Now he's there. Not good, man. Not good at all. Not good. Now the duo, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, went on to dominate the international tag team scene after leaving WWE in 2020, taking home titles from Ring of Honor, AAA, IWGP, AEW. Let's see if FTR makes their comeback. WWE officially sells 40,000 tickets for the 2023 Royal Rumble event. Now you might want to tune into this if you guys are wondering about the tickets to the Royal Rumble, especially if you are attending that pay-per-view live event. The biggest highlight of the show each year has been the 30-person Royal Rumble match for the men's and women's sides. The winner of the match receives a championship match in the main event of WrestleMania, which will be WrestleMania 39, an opportunity that has cinemated the legacies of many future stars. Some of these superstars announced for the Rumble matches include Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, and Drew McIntyre, of course. Now, moreover, the Royal Rumble match will also see the return of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, after being on the shelf for nearly 7 months. Man, that's too long. It'd be great to see him back. Apart from that, the event will feature the new and mysterious pitch black match between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, and Alexa Bliss battling Belair for the Rollins Championship. Finally, Roman Reigns will defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Kevin Owens. No, I'm sure. But he will defend it. Not the finally part, though. He's always been defending his championship as a heel. The stacked match card has surely got the fans excited to be in attendance at the stadium, with numbers already indicating its success. According to WrestleTix, the event has sold out nearly 40,000 tickets. Most of the time when I see K, it stands. When you see K, you question, what does that stand for? It stands for 40 quadrillion tickets. That's what it stands for. Quadrillion. So they sold nearly 40 quadrillion tickets, which may increase as the show approaches. Available tickets right now are 574. Now, the current setup capacity is 41,273. Tickets distributed, 40,699. Resale, 2,720. The cheapest non-resale ticket is 150 at the moment. It says here, and I quote, "The gate for this show will be massive." It says they added a few more sections that have been opened up in the past week. Other than a few unopened sections, the only seats not accounted are the back 4 rows of the upper deck, which haven't been opened up. Pretty common for all of the recent stadium shows. And quote. Tune in for the 2023 Royal Rumble event on Saturday, January 28th, 2023, emanating from the stadium in San Antonio, as WWE kicks off the road to WrestleMania. Hashtag WWE Women Deserves Better was trending after Raw is War this week. I'm pretty sure many of you are probably wondering, well, why is that trending? Well, you're about to get your answers, because it says here, apart from that, a couple of title matches also took place. There was quite a few notable absences from the show. That includes the Bella Twins and basically any female legend in general. In fact, Nikki and Brie Bella expressed their disappointment with how WWE did not book any women legends for the show and barely had any presence throughout the 3 hour long runtime. I wonder who came up with that idea not to book the women legends. Probably Vince McMahon. Who knows? Could have been Vince McMahon behind it. Knowing him, man, ain't no telling. Because Vince McMahon is there. I mean, he has something. He has a lot to do with it. Absolutely has a lot to do with the WWE female legends not being booked for Raw is War 30th anniversary. I'm just saying. I blame Vince for this one. I don't think this is Triple H's fault at all. Or maybe Triple H didn't see them as fitting for the show. I can understand if he didn't see them as fitting for the show. I mean, we don't have to always see female legends on a show. You're not going to always see them all the time on anniversaries like this. But nonetheless, Even the steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley had to be canceled, which angered fans. Therefore, it comes to no surprise that WWE Women Deserve Better. The hashtag WWE Women Deserve Better has started trending on Twitter in a huge way this week, as fans have expressed their utter disappointment. And I'm not going to go through those. I'm not going to go through those negative comments. I don't want to see any negative stuff. No. I'm not with the negative. No. Okay. Nigel McGuinness finally breaks his silence about his WWE release this week. He broke his silence this week, man. Those of you that are a fan of Nigel McGuinness commentary, I thought you guys would want to hear this. Can't stand my freaking doing that. It is so nerve-wracking, dude. It's like, why can't this audio be working? Webcam for the new one. I don't get it. Like I can hear it on my phone, dude. The live stream is on my phone. I can hear it, dude. Nigel McGuinness, one of the most exciting superstars to make a name for themselves in Ring of Honor. He really was. No question about that. No joke. He really was, guys. Plug my webcam back in. There we go. There, that's better. Hopefully, won't there and do anything again. Hopefully. But as I was saying, Nigel McGuinness is saying superstars to make a name for themselves. Ring of the former WWE commentator is also known to hang in the ring with the likes of Bryan Danielson, Jimmy Rave, and Chris Hero. As previously reported, Nigel McGuinness was released from his WWE contract. This ended up shocking many fans, as they believed Nigel McGuinness was sticking with WWE for the long run. Nigel McGuinness had yet to comment publicly since his departure from WWE, but took to Twitter yesterday on his 47th birthday to send his appreciation to the fans for supporting him. He says, "Appreciate all the kind wishes. Good year ahead." End quote. WWE's releases are still ongoing, but we haven't seen a sweeping release for talent in a while. They did recently cut several office workers, including a couple shocking firings, like Adam Hopkins as well. Byron Saxton, who replaced McGuinness on Level Up, provides commentary alongside Matt Camp now. Have to see what the future holds for McGuinness in the future. The WWE Raw viewership sees huge increase for the 30th anniversary special. They deserve an up in the ratings. I mean, this was a great show. I didn't see nothing bad about the show at all. According to WrestleNomics, January the 23rd's Big Raw is War Special brought an overnight average viewership of 2.344 million views for a 0.7 and 18.49 demographic. So that's the viewership for January the 23rd's Big Raw is War Special. Now, I don't understand why they had to book Bayley versus Becky Lynch. If they knew the match wasn't going to happen, why did they book it? I still don't understand that. Till this day, I still don't get it. Why they did that. I really don't get it. January 16th episode of Raw brought an overnight average of 1.489 million viewers with a 0.42 in the 1849 demographic. January the 9th episode of Raw brought an overnight average of 1.693 million views with a 0.9 1849 demographic. That is all I'm going to go. That's all I'm going to say. That is as low as I'm going to go from there. What's y'all's take on this story, on the viewership and the progress? There's some spoilers on Valerie Loretta's WWE televised in-ring debut. Yep, I'm not lying. There is some spoilers on her debut. Now, WWE taped January 27th. They taped 27th, 2023 edition of NXT Level Up at the Performance Center on Tuesday. Valerie Loretta made her televised debut during the show. Although she put up a solid performance, Loretta lost to Danny Palmer at the NXT Live event taping. Oh well, not good to have a first loss in WWE, that's for sure. Elsewhere on the show, Dante Chen defeated Kale Dixon, Scripps, formerly known as Reggie. Meanwhile, picked up the win over Oreo Mensah. For those wondering, Valerie Loretta wrestled under the ring name Lola Vice. The name was given to her back in September, but she revealed it to the world in December 2022. Lola Vice was secretly found by NXT Anonymous several days ago. WWE's first ever Cuban American star was seen conversing with Elektra Lopez. The two somehow noticed the cameras. Lopez tried to confront the stalker, who eventually got away. It remains to be seen how Lola will fare in her Level Up debut. The 24-year-old has previously said that MMA is easier than pro wrestling. What she said. She said it, man. He said it. A new clarity into internal workings of WWE's creative process. You guys are about to find out what that's about because it says here, this is a WWE exclusive here. By my sources, Ringside News. It was explained to Ringside News by a tenured member of the creative team that the writer for a segment is the person responsible for relaying the idea to Triple H. This is so Triple H knows exactly what is happening in the segment, language used, who was saying, and the timing of the lines. The writer noted on run sheets and other reports going around didn't actually write what is said on TV. It was further explained to them that Roman Reigns Heyman took care of their own segments, just like Cena took care of his own. Him and Rock took care of their own. Producers are responsible to the truck. So they knew what is happening in the, I guess, choreography of the segment so that the truck knows the camera shots. Everybody needs to have this system in place to ensure that everything goes according to plan. Titles like writer and producer are used within WWE, but that doesn't really mean in every traditional usage outside WWE. Yeah, that's good to know. I guess we'll have to see if Triple H or a possible new owner down the line changes things up. For now, that is how things work with WWE's creative process. Yada yada yada. Okay. Whatever, man. Writer for trial of Sami Zayn during Raw is War has been revealed. There's ringside news. Oh, let me see if I can find that. I could have sworn it was there. Oh, there it is. Now, Ringside News was told that Zach Hyatt was the writer assigned to the Trial of Sami Zayn segment. Of course, as they noted, that doesn't mean he wrote it. It means he was responsible for letting Triple H know exactly what was happening in the segment. Michael Hayes was the producer for the segment. As they noted in their detailed report, it means he is responsible to the truck. Hayes knows what's happening in the choreography of the segment so that the truck knows the camera shots. They were told that's how it's running. Within WWE's creative process, things could always change as time goes on. But now it appears that the system is working for them, so to speak. The Elimination Chamber is also almost a sellout. So the Royal Rumble is not the only pay-per-view that's almost a sellout, man. Well, that's freaking good to know. That is good to know, isn't it? According to WrestleTix, the show has already sold 13,499 tickets out with a total capacity of 14,110. They only have 511 tickets left, which means the show is essentially a sellout. Available tickets right now, they have 511, current setup capacity 14,110. As I said, tickets distributed 13,499 in quote. One of the biggest speculated matches for the premium live event is about Sami Zayn squaring off against Roman Reigns for his undisputed Universal titles at the event. The Elimination Chamber will be the final pit stop. It'll be the final pit stop, I guess, until before WrestleMania 39 on April 1st and 2nd at California's SoFi Stadium. Have to wait and see what the match card will be for Elimination Chamber this year. The match card is probably going to be what I predicted last year. You guys know what I'm talking about. As far as the women's side goes, for Elimination Chamber. We're probably going to get Nikki Cross versus Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley versus Mia Yim, probably again, maybe. And you know we're getting Becky Lynch versus Bayley for Elimination Chamber. I mean, you know it's going to happen. It's got to happen, man. It's got to. Former WWE NXT superstar set for AEW debut next week. And the NXT viewership remains stable from last week's numbers. I don't think anybody gives a crap about that, to be honest. The opponent for Daniel Bryan will be former NXT star Timothy Thatcher. They announced that Thatcher will make his AEW debut against Bryan Danielson next Wednesday on Dynamite. The company aired a video package hyping up the arrival of the initial star. For those not to know, Timothy Thatcher made his name for himself on the independent circuit before joining WWE in 2020. Thatcher was released from his contract on January 5th, 2022. He made his pro wrestling Youngwood debut on June 7th, 2022. Your thoughts on this story? Let me know. WWE set to sell out SmackDown Go Home show before the Royal Rumble. And WWE has full faith in current roster heading into WrestleMania 39. Oh, really? We'll see about that. I don't know if I can believe it. I don't know, man. Vince McMahon there. I don't know, man. There's something very suspicious going on in the WWE. Something very suspicious that Vince McMahon is doing there. I don't know. He might be changing things, man, making things look bad. SmackDown will take place from the Sam's Auto Arena in Laredo, Texas. According to WrestleTix, the show is almost sold out. It was reported that SmackDown this week has sold 4,804 tickets. And there are only 717 tickets left. I was going to say 4,804, but oh well. Given the fact that there is still one more day to go, there is a high chance that SmackDown will be sold out before the show begins on Friday. Ticket numbers shouldn't come as a surprise. SmackDown has been putting on a pretty good show consistently. To add to this, everything that has been going on with Sami Zayn, Bloodline, Kevin Owens could be a big reason. Good. It is a big reason. That's what Ringside News said. Could. Actually, it is a big reason. It's the main reason why SmackDown is going great right now. Another interesting storyline on the Blue Brand is the Bray Wyatt Uncle Howdy storyline that has been going on for months. Fans will tune in this Friday to see what the Eater of Worlds has to say. Card for SmackDown: Ring Sterling versus Karen Cross, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, Valentino Fantasma versus Imperium, and Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa. That's the card for SmackDown. WWE has full faith in current roster heading into WrestleMania 39. Ringside News has confirmed several occasions that Triple H has expressed no disappointment in his current roster. It was also made very clear to us that if he even did feel that way, then there is no way he would express anything close to fear. There's certainly no doubt about his crop of talent. That would be a terrible move politically, and it's a fall up that the game would never make. Any thought that they bringing in big names like Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, or Logan Paul for WrestleMania is a punch because Triple H doesn't have faith in his talent is very off base. Triple H constructed the roster with his own hands. The evidence is there by how many people he brought back. to the company and by those who Vince McMahon pushed that are no longer getting as much of a spotlight. We'll have to see how the WrestleMania card comes together. Or they might be going through a huge internal change. Vince McMahon did not remove Triple H from power. Things are still going the way Triple H wants them, and he has total confidence moving forward. Let's hope so. All right. We don't want to see no stressful Triple H. That's not what we want to see. That's not the way to go about it, man. So that is going to do it for your WWE Thursday afternoon news. I don't have much AEW news. I only have 3. One of them is on Jay Briscoe, and the second one's on Tony Khan, and the third and last one's on Britt Baker. So I will be at work just in time. I will be at my job just in time, man. Don't worry. Because I'm going to be going through these faster than you can blink. Jay Briscoe's Ring of Honor special, date, time, revealed. AEW aired an emotional tribute video for Jay Briscoe during Dynamite this week. The video was produced by Jay's longtime friend Zane Decker. Did a wonderful job putting together key moments from the tag team specialist's life into a single video. His brother and co-holder of Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, or should I say World Tag Team Champion, Mark Briscoe, made his AEW debut during the show. He squared off against Jay Lethal in the main event. They had a hell of a good main event. They had approached Tony Khan with a request for said tribute match. It is great to see Briscoes finally getting the much-deserved recognition on national TV. Jay and Mark Briscoe are undoubtedly one of the greatest tag teams in the world of professional wrestling. No doubt about it. Tony Khan pushed and pushed for a Jay Briscoe tribute on AEW Dynamite. Of course, AEW announced that Mark Briscoe would compete on Dynamite. The company also paid tribute to Jay Briscoe with a wonderful video pack. Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Radio noted that Tony Khan pushed very hard despite Warner Bros. Discovery being so vehemently against the Jay Briscoe tribute. He says that the whole thing is you have to credit that one to Tony Khan. He pushed and pushed and pushed really on this one and got them to change their minds. They were pretty dead set against it. That quote. The Jay Briscoe tribute show turned out to be one of the most emotional episodes of the show since Brody Lee's back in December 2020. Tony Khan truly went the extra mile for Briscoe, and fans will always respect him for that. Your last AEW Thursday afternoon news is on Britt Baker. There's not much important AEW news here, man. Not that much. Just the last one. The only real legit one I see. So Britt Baker's injury apparently is not going to keep her out for long. During the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer also spoke briefly about Britt Baker's situation. Never mind Tony Khan. He said that the former AEW Women's Champion could have probably wrestled. It wouldn't have been a good idea. He says, and I quote, Britt Baker had an injury, and as it was described to him, she's not hurt badly. She probably could have wrestled, but it would have been a bad idea for her to wrestle. End quote. It was her, she's not expected to be out of action for any length of time. They were told, hopefully, Britt Baker's situation will clear up so soon AEW can get her back in the ring. Britt Baker's wrestled with a broken wrist and other injuries in the past. It was not noted what Britt Baker's issue is. So they kept her out of the ring this week. It did not, however, kept Britt Baker from making the trip to Lexington, Kentucky for this week's episode of AEW Dynamite because she appeared during the show. Let's see what's next for Britt Baker. She is certainly going to keep showing up for AEW as long as she is physically able to. Well, folks, that's going to do it. If you enjoyed hearing your WWE and AEW Thursday afternoon news, if you enjoyed my review, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 600. I hope you guys are in the live chat for my SmackDown and Rampage watch along. That's going to be live tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and get going. You guys have a great rest of y'all Thursday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown and Rampage. I'm out of here.